What does this track make you feel? Or this? Or perhaps this one? This warm feeling somewhere in your chest. A wave of calm and childish happiness washing over you. Something that brings you back to the time where you just came from school, put off your bag, and jumped in front of PC to get back to your favorite world. It's hard to explain what is this feeling and why it happens. But when we say nostalgia, I am sure you, my dear viewer, have something that springs into mind, reminding you of a great time in your life where you felt happy and at peace. But nostalgia is a tricky thing. It whispers gently, reminding you of a carefree afternoons and adventures you never wanted to end. It draws you back, promising to recapture those moments once more. Yet, have you tried to return? To open up that old save file, to dust off the cartridge or reinstall the classic from your childhood? How did that go? See, nostalgia carries a paradox at its very core. It seduces us into revisiting the worlds we once adored, the characters we missed, and the stories we treasured. But often, upon returning, something feels slightly off. It's not that the game is bad, by no means. But you know, looking from the nowadays perspective, the graphics that amazed you are now pixelated and rough. Controls that once felt intuitive now seem clumsy and sluggish. Perhaps even the story feels not so heroic and cozy anymore, and you see glaring holes you were criticizing in so many other games already. Yet despite all of this, nostalgia persists, stubbornly clinging to our hearts, pulling us again and again into its cozy embrace. And it's exactly this contradiction, the longing for past joy coupled with the harsh reality that you can never fully experience it as purely as you once did. That makes nostalgia in gaming fascinating, beautiful, and at times frustratingly elusive. But why is it so? Why nostalgia has such a powerful influence on experience we have with gaming and with life in general? Were games just better before? Or is it just us who are different? And perhaps we should give newer games a better chance to amaze us. At its core, nostalgia is a deeply emotional, often bittersweet longing for the past. Originally coined for two Greek words, nostos, meaning homecoming, and algos, meaning pain, nostalgia literally translates to the pain of wanting to return home. It's a powerful emotion, one that can make your heart ache, while bringing comfort at the same time. When we experience it, our minds aren't just replaying memories, they're reconstructing moments from the past into idealized version of themselves. It's not exactly accurate to call these memories false, but they're definitely enhanced. Our brains naturally filter out imperfections, frustrations, and anxieties we had at the time, leaving behind only the warmth, joy, and sense of security. And you know, it isn't just merely remembering something pleasant from our past. It's about reconnecting to who we were when we first experienced it. The games we played weren't just better because their pixel-perfect gameplay or groundbreaking storylines, they were special because they aligned perfectly with who we were at the exact moments in our lives. And this is true about any artistic piece that we encounter. It resonates with us as deeply as we are ready for it at the specific moments of our lives. But as a kid, it's easy to resonate with almost everything. We don't know that much about the world yet, and it all feels both alien and exciting. Kinda like the first time you step off that boat into the lands of Morrowind, with its interesting customs, mushroom-living wizards, and an absolute and utter infestation of cliff racers. Thank you, Geob, for clearing those out for us. You know, as we grow older, we inevitably become more critical, more analytical, and more demanding of our entertainment. We've seen so many games, worlds, and stories that now, the bar is set so high, few things manage to fully captivate us the way those first adventures did. The worlds of our childhood had this magical ability to surprise us precisely because we lacked comparison. Every twist was thrilling, every new area was something new and exciting. Remember the awe of stepping foot into massive Stormwind City or Orgrimmar for the first time? It felt like those things couldn't really exist in games. Its massive streets filled with all manner of NPCs, other players, several districts, some of which even hid some secrets. like warlock trainers hidden in the basement, or a portal that only mages could use. Back then, the barrier between reality and the game world felt so thin, we invested emotionally, because these worlds felt as real and as important and vibrant as our own. Today, however, it's much harder to achieve the same emotional purity. The industry has grown immensely, and our expectations grew alongside it. Gaming moved from niche hobby to mainstream entertainment, and as the scope widened, so did our exposure to countless stories, tropes, and mechanics. In this sea of games, each repeating one another, nostalgia becomes our compass, guiding us back to simpler experiences that felt uniquely personal. But here's the catch: while nostalgia directs our attention backwards, it can also close us off from truly appreciating the depth and quality offered by newer experiences. And here, my friends, lies the heart of nostalgia paradox. Nostalgia pulls us back into the comfort of cherished memories, yet simultaneously blinds us from recognizing the brilliance of the present. We idealize the past, shaping it into something flawless, an impossible standard against which all new games are unfairly judged. The reality, though, is far more nuanced. Nostalgia is both our old friends that keeps us warm and makes us feel good when we're down, but it's also at times can weigh on us, making us unable to find more things, newer things that we would love. See, nostalgia creates a kind of mental loop. It might be telling us that everything we truly enjoyed, everything we truly connected with, exists somewhere behind us. It insists that the golden age is something we've already lived through. But the paradox deepens when we realize that even the very games we now cherish once felt new and unfamiliar, even risky. Take Morrowind for example. At some point we stepped into unknown territory, took a chance and created those memories we now hold dear. And that's exactly the paradoxical twist. Nostalgia convinces us we've already had the best gaming experience possible, even though those very experiences came from embracing something new and unknown. If we continually retreat into our memories, waiting for the past to repeat itself, we lose the opportunity to create new, powerful experiences that we'll feel nostalgic about in the future. And some of you would surely ask, do I mean to say that we shouldn't play older games? Well, not at all. What I mean is that while we should hold on to our friends from the past that went through many situations with us, we just shouldn't shut ourselves out from new friends that we could meet. In this case, every game that got me through a period of my life is like a person for me, one that I will always cherish and remember, one that I will visit from time to time to dive back into our shared memories where we had so much fun. But you cannot live a life in the past. And hence at times we need to gently set nostalgia aside, just for a moment, and allow ourselves the freedom to be surprised again. Just as every cherished game of our past was once new and unknown, the adventures we experience today can also become tomorrow's treasured memories. There is a beauty and excitement waiting for us, hidden just beyond the comforting veil of familiarity. The key is balance, holding nostalgia in one hand while reaching forward into the unknown with the other. Because ultimately, the power to experience genuine wonder again is entirely ours. We need only be brave enough to allow the present a chance, to look with open eyes at the possibilities before us. In doing so, we don't abandon our old friends. Instead, we honor them. We carry the spirit of past adventures forward, into the new worlds, new stories, and new memories. Nostalgia isn't supposed to be a cage, it's a guide. Let it remind you of the joy games once brought you, not to restrict your future enjoyment, but to inspire you to seek out the same joy again. The magic never truly left gaming. Perhaps we just stopped looking for it as deeply as we once did. After all, the failings of just few studios is not the failing of the whole industry at all. So, cherish your memories, but don't live solely inside them. Remember, the next great adventure, the next powerful memory, is always just around the corner, waiting patiently for you to discover it.